Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called What Will America Look Like Just Before the Collapse? Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to help spread the word. Now, let's get started. One question on people's minds is, what will America look like just before the collapse? The reason this is such a common question on the minds of so many people is because each day they wake up and they look at the news, they watch the news, and they say that the world has become even crazier than it was yesterday. Then tomorrow they get up, they look at the news, and they say, look, the world's crazier than it was yesterday. And this just repeats over and over and over. And every day it just gets worse, and people keep repeating the same phrase and the same thoughts. I can't believe how much worse it's gotten in such a short period of time. So if things keep progressing like this, what will America look like just before the final collapse? Well, here's our forecast of that potential future. And we predict it'll be worse than most people could ever imagine, and worse than most of the horror movies they've seen throughout their lives. So here we go. First, let's discuss crime. Throughout most people's lives, they've always been able to call 911 for help when a crime was being committed. But that is changing, and it's changing quickly. One source we know recently asked a friend of his, who was a police officer, how many cops they had on duty that evening. Now, he was expecting his cop friend to say 30, maybe 35, but he was shocked to hear the cops say that they only have 6 cops on duty that evening, and that they were only able to respond to 25% of the 911 calls. That means 75% of the people out there hoping for 911 to save their lives, they're out of luck. Now that's a horror movie, and we expect it to spread further and faster throughout the rest of the country. Next, we have money and your ability to access it. We're hearing more complaints about people not being able to access their money from ATMs or from the tellers. We're hearing more and more complaints from people being told that they can only withdraw a fraction of the money they needed that day. The best way to address that is to allocate your money and resources amongst multiple banks. We believe that eventually most people will be restricted and limited on the amount of money that they can take out of their account, and also how often they can withdraw that money. Next, we have the real estate market. What will that look like just before the collapse? We expect home prices to continue to decline. In some places, prices will fall faster than in other places. But in general, the direction of things will be downward. And while home prices are going down, property taxes and insurance costs will continue to become more unreasonable. They'll just keep getting higher and higher until they break homeowners and force them out of their homes. You know what else will happen in real estate? Home sizes will shrink dramatically. You've already seen the small and tiny home movement. Well, that's going to accelerate until eventually they go from a tiny home to the back seat of their car. That's coming. That's the direction things are going in. Now, what about higher education and colleges and universities? A growing percentage of the population now realizes that for more than half a century, colleges and universities have been perpetuating a massive fraud on students and their tuition-paying parents. At the same time that they continue to raise tuition costs, they're also creating more useless classes and degrees and programs that nobody will ever be able to use in furtherance of a career, anything that remotely resembles a career. Now, with the exception of a handful of programs like engineering and nursing, we believe that most college programs will soon collapse from a lack of interest among students that now refuse to be swindled like the colleges have been swindling them in the past. This is beyond insane. And the more of these colleges and universities that go out of business, the better off America will be. Many of them will be much better off simply going to trade schools where they can learn skills that will give them a 6-figure income. What about all the stores and restaurants that are going out of business? Well, we predict that more of them will soon close than anyone ever thought. There are already a lot of businesses that have closed, but that number will increase so fast that people will be just driving down the street and they'll be amazed to see all the empty buildings soon. There have been too many stores and malls and restaurants in the U.S. for almost half a century now. Now we're going to see the pendulum swing back in the other direction. We really never needed all these drugstores or shopping malls and massage parlors on every corner, but that's been the case for decades. It's just too much, and the majority of them have to be culled, have to be eliminated. What about religion and churches? How will they go forward? Well, most churches will eventually close simply because people no longer have the money to go to church on Sunday and make donations. Good luck. Thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's episode of our show on your social media to help get the word out. Thank you, and we shall talk to you soon. Bye-bye.